Hi, I'm Ghazi, and I'm a teacher in Germany. And I want to tell you about one of my crazy travel adventure experiences. Many years ago, probably about 15 or so, I was traveling in Malaysia in the rainforest, actually. And to get to this location, we had to use a canoe boat. So, canoe boat, it wasn't exactly a big boat, it had a small engine in the back, but we had to travel across this river to get to the Timanagara forest, which was, at the time, there was no way of getting there except by this little boat. And it was about maybe 2.5 hour, maybe 3 hour boat ride to get to the location, to the campsite. And once we were there, and even on the way there, there was no cell coverage, no nothing. So literally, you were in the middle of nowhere. And we had an amazing time in the forest. Uh, on the way back, we had a specific time slot to catch the local bus back to Kuala Lumpur. On the way back, and our boat captain was this little person. And I say little, and because he was a very small statured individual who was responsible for the boat. And there was 4 or 5 of us plus the captain. And halfway through the journey, the motor stopped, like the boat just dead in the water. And we're worried that we're gonna miss our bus, and then miss our connection from KL. And it was, and he was there, revving that engine. He was revving that engine, and he was just revving at it. And there was nobody. I mean, literally, there was no one anywhere around us. We were in the middle of nowhere. We didn't have satellite phones. There was no way to connect, to contact anyone. And he was just sitting there doing nothing. And we were looking at each other and like, we need to get moving. So I saw a paddle above his head and I said, "Can I take that paddle?" Now this wasn't exactly a canoe. This was a little bit bigger. So imagine like a bigger than canoe type boat. And here was I sitting in the back paddling, and this wasn't even moving. Okay, and I was paddling away. And mind you, so we're in the rainforest, so it's getting hot. So I'm taking off the layers, right? Shirts off, and I'm paddling away, and the boat's going one way, then it's going the other. But eventually, I was able to figure out how to control it because it wasn't exactly one of those boats that you could just kind of paddle normally with. But all I can say is, I am so glad that I was a little bit fitter back then because that was one of the most intense workouts I have ever had in my life. Managed to get back. And here's the funny thing, while I was doing this, the captain in the back was using his hands to do this to the water. He was just doing this with his hands. And I was like, "Yeah, thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. You're really doing a great job. You could have had something else other than this to help us here, but thank you for that." So yeah, so we got it there, barely got it there, but it was one of those situations where I was huffing and puffing for like 2 hours after that because it was intense beyond anything I'd ever experienced before. And that was my crazy travel adventure story.